Good morning and welcome to the Craft Room. I'm Ellie Barnes. I hope you've been having a good couple of weeks. I've been away. Yes, I have missed a few lives. That's because I've been in Sydney and I did attend the convention for Stamping Up called On Stage, where we learnt lots of wonderful things about what's coming. Caught up with each other, the other demonstrators, had a great time getting together, crafting, learning, just having fun. And now I'm back into it with a whole lot of new ideas. But before we get into what's ahead in the new catalogue that's coming and all sorts of things, we need to, and the new catalogue, it is here. I do have it. See, it's in my hot little hands. I've seen what's in it. It's fantastic. I love all the things that are in it. And we're going to have some really new exciting stuff happening. New stamp pads that with the new colours that are coming in that are going to be so easy to open. I am so looking forward to them. But there's a whole lot of other things coming and such a variety of things. You're going to love it. So we will get into that as we get closer to the launch date of that catalogue. But first of all, we're going to deal with Easter. And Easter is coming faster than you think. In fact, I was surprised how soon it is. So what I want to do is show you a suite we're going to use today. And we're going to have a little play with it. But before we do, I'm not only going to show you the suite. I've been busy creating. I want to inspire you that if you want to do some Easter stuff, you still have time to order this, get it, and make things. So I wanted to get a whole lot of things prepared and made so that you can get your things done if you see something that you love. So first of all, let's jump into where we are in the book. And it is here. Look at this. This is the Easter suite. Oh, we haven't gone down to the desk. How can we do that? Let's get down to the desk. We need to do this. Right, we're in this catalogue, the January to April catalogue. And look at all this. I'm going to just leave you there. I haven't even looked to see if we're live in the right place. Yes, we are. That's good news. So this is here, all the things you can do. These are the products that come with it. I'm going to show you that. Oh, that's not it. And look, you can make Easter baskets. And even this decoration over here, I'm going to show you how to make this grass. It is very, very easy. In fact, I was surprised how easy it is. So let's get together on the desk with some of seeing what we've got. First, we have these. This is the stamps and all the dies, and I have been putting them to work this week. We also have gorgeous paper. Now, this is shiny paper. It's called Easter Joy, which is the same as the suite. It is very shiny on one side. Some pieces have a bit of gold. This has got gold in it, this side. You can see it shining there. And this side is flat. And it's quite thick, so it's actually good to work with if you're creating 3D objects. So I'm just quickly going to flip through this. So these are all the colours. Look, this one I want to show you especially. Look at this. There's 3 card fronts for you. And I actually use these in card fronts, so I will show you that. Here's the other papers. So we've got eggs, we've got daffodils and tulips, we've got just pattern pieces, and we've got an egg, tulip and flowers all in one. Daffodils all in one. Not only does it come with that paper, but it comes with this paper called Pleasant Patterns, and it's a foil, and it has 3 designs in it. And have a look at that. So very shiny, very soft colours, fabulous sets of paper to use with this suite. Now I'm going to leave this one up the top because I'm going to show you some cards in a minute. It also comes with, when I get them out, I I'll have to open it because the top ones are hidden. Look at this. Beautiful little gems. You've got pink and white check Easter eggs, and then some dots in balmy blue and lemon lolly. And ribbon. And look how tiny it is. And there is a reason for that, and I will show you as we work along with this project today. But let's have a look. Now, I wanted to show you, I was saying about this. We're going to move all this aside. We'll move our stamp set and our dies for the minute. This piece of paper. Now, I've got cards I've made using it. So there's a very simple card, and that one goes there. Isn't he cute? He's a cute little rabbit, this one. He's got his daffodils, he's here. Very quick and easy cards, these. Isn't it wonderful? And there's another one. We'll just put some grass on it. Here I've put some trim, some daffodils. He goes here. They're all the same rabbit. Now we'll get into the other rabbit because there's two rabbits here. I love him. He's cute with one ear down. This one's got one ear down too. And there he is with his carrots. And this one, again, I've just given it some grass. I've given it some of the scalloped edge. And this pink one. So out of that sheet, they didn't take me long at all. The longest bit was colouring the rabbits. I know that sounds crazy. I just used, very simple, black for the rabbits. This is Shy Shamrock green. Shy Shamrock for the stamping of Happy Easter. There's that ribbon. This is white ribbon that I've coloured to match in. So very quick and simple cards that. Easy to make, look fantastic. But if you wanted just to use the paper, here's some of the shiny paper. Oh, that one doesn't belong yet. So these three are using shiny paper. And doesn't that look fantastic? It's just 3 quick cards. They're all the real Easter looking paper. This one I've just put the daffodils on. The dies cut out these gorgeous daffodils and the bow. This one's just got the scalloped edge and a bunny. This one's got eggs. This one doesn't. Very simple cards. Just to pull together quickly for Easter. You can also make Easter baskets on your cards, and here's 3 of them. And these 3 I've just made the basket. This is the reverse of one of the egg pattern. I never showed you the reverse on all of them. That was a miss, but they do have lovely patterns. But this egg page does have this beautiful basket weave to make these woven look baskets. Here you can put daffodils, bunnies, eggs, and these are the reverse, these 2 of one of the papers. Or just put a few bunnies together. Quick and simple. Don't want to do Easter? Well, these patterns actually convert. I've just used the flowers out of it. There's 3 different flowers, a die-cut daffodil, stamped tulips, and stamped, they look like daisies or little 5-petal flowers. I don't know what a 5-petal flower is. And use the more plain non-Easter paper. So you don't have to make Easter cards with them. This Happy Birthday is out of one of the other sets and I can't think of the name of it. I think it's the Ferris wheel set, which is out at the moment also. But we do want to do 3D projects today. And the quickest, easiest 3D project I find when I want to put something together is a little bag. Now, I'm not sure, you can use just plain card bags that we have, or this is the bags that we had for, what did they call them? They're the iridescent bags that we had for Halloween, and they were still available, iridescent treat bags, when I pulled this together. So I'm not sure if they're still available, but I hope they are because they're fabulous. They look great for Easter. And again, I've just done a bunny. We're going to do a bunny like this one today. And I've done Happy Easter on it and put a little scalloped edge on it. Or this, one of my downline did this, and she did it in different colours, but I'm used these papers. So clever. I know she's probably been inspired by another demonstrator. I don't know who it is. So to the demonstrator that's come up with this is really, really a clever idea and very, very simple. It's basically two arches cut out, one folded over the top, Happy Easter on it. The other one I've just put on the front. I have embossed it. I've put a bit of the shiny foil paper behind it. That's just some of that pretty paper out of the suite, and gee, it's effective. And it's more grown up too, if you want to give something that's a bit more grown up. And it holds, look, you could put a heap of them in. I've only got 14 eggs in these. I think a couple got eaten while I was making them. But we're here to make baskets, and I want to show you a basket I've made. I've made a couple of baskets. I've made this little basket. We're going to make something similar. It holds one egg, or you could put a lot of little eggs in it. And I've put the green grass, so I'll show you how to make the green grass. And it looks gorgeous. You could put a whole lot of these in a circle on the centre of the table. And I wanted to show you that you could fill it. If you didn't want to do eggs, you could fill it with daffodils. And I really think this is rather cute. I think it's come up much better than I anticipated. The back isn't as good unless you put another flower on the back. But I haven't. I've just left it so it will sit this way. And I figure I'm just going to do a row of rabbits and flowers, together. He's fallen out. To make a display. So we'll pop that egg back in. I'll show you the basket I've made. I've made one already. I'm doing 3 and I'm alternating the colours. So I've only got one done. I've got one ready to go and I've got one half done. So we're going to do a pink basket. We'll leave the orange one and I'll do that after. But this is the yellow one, and this is what we're going to make. It is quite a simple basket to make. So let's get what we need. First of all, we need to cut out some things. So before we bring that in, let's bring the dies in and talk about what we need. We need to cut. We'll put him here. He might fall out the egg, but we'll put the basket there. We need to use this die. It cuts out strips. And I've already cut the strips because I've been cutting strips as I need them. And I've got a variety of colours here in the colours that I've been using, which is, they're the older colours. And I'm using, she's gone blank. I'm using Pretty in Pink, Lemon Lolly, Balmy Blue, and Peach Pie. So we're going to do a Pretty in Pink basket. This is a Lemon Lolly basket, and off air I will do the Peach Pie basket, and when I put them up you'll see that one. So you need to cut all this 3 times, 1 in each colour that you need the strips for. I've done it 4 times because I used blue in some of them. We also need to cut this edge. Now this edge will give you this edge here. Now I've cut it twice and to give it a double layer. You can use it just once. If you look on this basket, I've used it just once. But on this one I've used it twice. Also you can cut, just trying to find it, grass for inside your basket if you're doing a flat basket, or if you're doing a 3D and you just want a thin layer of grass, you could do that quite easy. Now, so that's your grass die. You can cut out your rabbits. There's your tulip die, your bow. You can cut out eggs. There is an egg you can stamp, but I've also just used this to cut out pretty paper to make eggs. So, and here's your basket. So we need to cut a basket in pink. Oh, and when you cut your strips, you're left with this bit. I haven't quite worked out what to do with it yet. JL stripes, I don't know. I haven't worked it out. If someone has an idea, I'd be really interested in hearing, because I just think it looks interesting. But at the moment, it's going in the rubbish. So what we need to do, I need to cut out a pink basket. I have enough of these at the moment. So we'll put that back. I need to cut out an orange stripe or an orange scallop. I also need a yellow scallop, and I need a yellow bow. So we're going to cut those bits out first. So I'll just cut a piece of this off for the basket, because I can then fit a few things through at the same time. So we'll just pop our basket over there for the moment and bring in our cut and emboss machine. So we'll pop our basket on. We need one of those. And I need one of these. So we'll pop those two through first. So I have a scalloped edge. Here. Now, don't throw this piece out. I've actually used it quite a bit to cut out my bows when I've needed bows in that colour, or in the colour of the basket, I should say. I've got the basket. Now I need to cut out pop those down. I don't need another, well, I do need 2 baskets, but I've already done one. I now need to cut out a scallop edge in yellow and a bow. So we'll pull that all off and get rid of this machine. Now, I'm only doing one side in front of you because it is a repeat to do the other side. So I need to, if you were doing this at home, if you're following along and you're trying to do it yourself, you need to be able to do 2 of each of these. And I'm going to need, to do this, I need 2 orange strips and a yellow strip. So I need this for each side. The first thing I found is sometimes, depending on the paper you use, the cardstock's good, but when I was doing the baskets out of the foil, I had to make sure they were split open. I found the easiest way to do this is I take one and I start from behind and just weave alternatively along. Now, I'm going to take the same orange one. I'm going to pull that down a little bit. And because that's already weaved through, this one will slide through. Very quick and easy. This is the easiest way I found to do it. I'm going to separate them now. That one could go right down to the bottom. And I'm just going to weave this one through. But I'm weaving it in the alternative way. So you've got to be a bit careful. Try not to bend this piece while it's straight. It's easier to weave. If it gets a little bend in it, it makes it a bit harder. And I'm just using my fingers to push up and down to get it to weave through. This one's the hardest one to get through. It's not that hard, but it just takes patience. And if you get stuck, that's just got caught there, I found sometimes it's easy just to get your pick and encourage it along, just as a little hint. Now, I'm going to push them down slightly. Because I want to put the scallop on top and I want these to be seen. So I'm putting the orange scallop underneath. So the easiest thing to do, I found, let's just put a little bit of glue there. Put your scallop on top. Your other scallop on top. Turn it over and put a little bit of glue back onto here. Now, I should have trimmed these. It's easier to trim these before you put that on. So just trim the edges. Don't need to glue them. You'll see how they hold in place later. And then I'm just going to pop my scallop on over the top, at the top of my edge of my basket. And I'm going to glue my bow on. But before I glue my bow on, here's one I prepared earlier. Now, the reason I haven't glued my bow on, because I want to match them up. And the easiest way to match your bows up, turn that one over, put that one on top, put a dab of glue on your bow, and stick it on. And if you match the top bow with the bottom bow, they'll sit opposite each other. So now I've got two sides, but that doesn't make a basket. Well, it made a two-dimensional basket. We need to make a three-dimensional basket. So I'm going to bring in my pretty and pink cardstock, and I'm going to cut a square. Well, it's a rectangle, but it's just a rectangle. I'm doing 11 centimetres by 10 centimetres. Now, the height of this basket is 3 centimetres. So I am going to score 3 centimetres all the way around. Don't need that bit either. 3 centimetres all the way around. And this is a basic box form. So I have this scored all the way around 3 centimetres. So let's fold it. And you'll be able to see clearly. We now have just a rectangle shaped box. On these sides, I'm just going to cut down on the longer side. Doesn't really matter, but it's neater this way. And I'm going to trim a tab out so that it folds. You could just turn it like that and it'd still work fairly okay. I just like to trim the tabs out so it's a bit neater. And then I'm going to do the same here. And I'm trimming the tab not on this bit that's going to form the side, but the bit that's folding in. So the little square corner. Right. The easiest way I found, fold 2 up, put a bit of glue on those 2 tabs, and I'm not too fussed, it will hold. Fold them in, the sides in to each other and the side up. And then just get them to there so that they match on the corners. Because you don't want to fold them in too far. We want a nice square. And there you have that side done. And this side we're just going to fold in. Fold that back for a minute. We're going to put a bit of glue on there and there. And we're just going to fold that up again like so and hold it for a minute. Now there's our box. So what the next step would be just to glue the sides on, and then we have a box that will hold. We'll pull this egg over, an egg. But I want to show you how to do the grass and the bunny before we do that. So while that's just drying nicely, we'll do the bunny first. Now, I found the quickest and easiest way to do the bunny. You can do a white bunny if you want, but to save colouring in, I'm using beige paper, and I'm going to stamp the bunny in. Here it is. This is grey granite. Now you could use crumb cake or any colour you want, but this is grey granite. Now I'm going to give you a couple of tricks with this, only because I want it. If you want to do a bunny and you want a white tail, now in this case the tail's not going to show, but this is it's an old stamping chalk marker, but you can use white ink with a little brush and just colour in the tail. You need to do a couple of layers, and I did that on one of the cards, I think. If I can see the card. Where's the card with a bunny with a white tail? This one. No, that's a coloured one. that's a coloured one. That's a coloured one. I did do a white-tailed bunny. Wasn't those. I don't know where he's gone. Oh, no. I did do one. I can't see what I did with it. They're all coloured in ones. That one you can't see his tail. Oh, I was sure I did one. I mustn't have used it. Oh, I know where he is. He's on here. So this is the beige one, and I've coloured his tail white. Now, as I said, you need to do it a couple of times to get the thickness, but it does look good when he's got a little white tail. And the other thing I did was I brought out my Pretty in Pink. This is the dark one. You could use, if you're on white paper and making a white rabbit, I would use the light one. I don't need to do his tail and his nose. So just his ears and his nose. And we're just going to cut him out, and then we've got to do a little fussy cutting. And I'll show you why. We want him to hang over, his little paws hang over. So I'll just get his die, which is up here. And we'll cut him out. We'll turn him this way so we can see what we're doing. It's funny when you're not standing over something, it's a bit hard to see which way, if you've got it in exactly the right place or not. There we go. There's our rabbit. He wasn't quite straight, but he will do. Now, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut round his paws. So I'm just cutting up where his arms go, his little arms. And I'm doing it on both sides. And that's all I'm cutting. I'm not going to cut this piece off because it's going to help anchor my rabbit. So I don't know if you can see, I've cut him to there. So his little paws are hanging up and the body's hanging down. And what I'm going to do is put a little bit of glue on his body and right up into this bit here between his arms, just a dot. I'm going to take my basket. Oh, I found you had to cut his tail off because it hangs out the side. And you don't, the last thing you need is your bunny's tail out the side. And we're going to hang him over there. And my glue's too big. I have to get a little bit of, careful not to cut. And the other thing I did to help hold him in place, I snuck a little bit of glue here to hold his ear there, so I knew he'd hold in place. So that's how you get your bunny onto your basket. And you can make him sit up a little bit straighter, he's a bit crooked. Now while he's drying, let's make the grass, because it's easier, I found, to stick your grass in before you put it together. The easiest way is, this is the two-tone. So if I fold it over, you can see one's colour's darker, one's light. This is the two-tone cardstock. And I need some paper 12 centimetres long. And to make it quicker, now this is over 6 centimetres, I don't really need that much. I'll cut that off so that we can make it this even. It's 6 inches. This, to make it easier, I cut it in half. So I have 2 pieces that's 12 centimetres long, and I've got them together. Because they're so thin, you can cut 2 at once. But you must try and keep them together because what we're doing is very, very thin. Now, I tried it at 1/2 centimetre and that was too much. So you want it at about 3 centimetres. Sorry, 1/2 centimetre, 5 mil, and it was too much. So you want it at about 3 mil. And you're just cutting strips. And because I want 10 strips per grass bundle, so because we're doing 2 at a time, I need to cut it 5 times. So that's 4, 8, 6, and that's 8. Can't count. And this is 10. Now, I cut the next one at 1/2 centimetre because this, and I've got 2, but I'll use it on the other basket I'm going to make. This one is the one that you wind around, and I made it a little bit wider just so that it didn't tear. So get your 10 pieces of grass. You can do more, you can do less, but your little bundle. Now, I found it best to just get an idea of where halfway is. Now, you'll need your dimensionals. So I found where halfway is. I then take my other piece, my little bit thicker one, and I'm just going to wrap that across and across like that. And you can see I haven't even got it perfectly in the middle. I'm taking a dimensional and I'm putting it on where they cross over, so that's stuck together. And yes, not all these are stuck together, but they're fine. That's all you need. My backing's already come off. Push them all up. So you've got grass. Now that doesn't look very grassy, does it? I spread mine out so that it was easier not to get them clumped in just big clumps of bends. I want them to be all over the place. So I spread it out. So I've got like a fan of it, and then just crunch it up. And you can crunch it as much or as little as you want. And there's your grass. And I've prepared one before. So I've got 2 lots of grass, and all I did was I stuck one at each end of the box so that I could put in the middle my Easter egg. So there's my grass. Then do your box. Bit of glue on the side, not down that side, Ellie. Take our bunny. Line up the bottom. The corners go around a little bit further, you can see. But just before this fits just before they start to go round. So it's pretty easy to match up both sides. And then on this side, now one of my tricks to getting things to sit firm while they're drying is I put a block on it. Be careful where you put the block. You want to balance it because the strength is in the bottom here and on the sides. And that's our little basket done. We'll grab an egg out. Oh, we've got a pink egg maybe. Got a ready egg. Maybe we can put a yellow egg in it. So that should be, it only takes a second to dry. So there's our little basket. Open your grass up. Stick your egg in. That wasn't quite dry, but that gives you an idea. And that's our little basket for Easter. It's not hard to make. It just takes a few minutes just to weave. But I think they look rather cute. And when you've got a row of them, this one doesn't have the bunny on it, but when you've got a row of them, or you could have a row with bunnies, a row without bunnies, you could alternate and put some daffodils. So it's up to you how you want to decorate your table for Christmas, for Easter. But it's a lot of fun. And just a little hint on your daffodils. I cut 2 out. I haven't got a spare yellow big piece. So there's what happens when you cut it out in the peach pie. Then I cut out, it comes with a little centerpiece as well. And then I cut out another one in the lemon lolly and I stick the little centerpiece on, and I've done the reverse over there and stuck the peach pie onto the lemon lolly. And that way you get that lovely colour contrast. You could just get it, do them in white and colour them in, or just do them in lemon lolly and colour the centre in orange. But I like the look of it with all the cardstock. So that's my Easter baskets and all my other Easter projects that I've come up with. If there's anything there that you would like, yes, you're right, Jane, the new gel pen would be ideal. We haven't got it yet though, so just trying for it this Easter. But next time the gel pen will be perfect. All right, let's get back to me. Hopefully that's inspired you. And as I said, oh, glass is falling down. As I said, if you do not have any Easter paper or you want these dies and you think, oh, will I get them in time? If you put your order in this weekend, you should have them in time and you'll be able to make these baskets and all the variety of cards. If you get the papers and things, look, I had a lot of fun. I've been working on it the last couple of days, came up with ideas pretty easy. The paper is to die for. It really does scream Easter, so it's very easy to pull something together. All right, have a lovely week. I'll be back next week. We'll start exploring some new projects and some new things. I might have a few Easter ideas, but we certainly will be starting to look at some of the newer things that are coming out because we are about to get a new catalogue at the end of next month. All right, have a lovely, lovely week and enjoy the sunshine today, and we'll catch you next week. Take care. Bye.